Okay, thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we can go ahead and get started. Looks like we have a quorum, and Dave will be acting as our chair as Adam is out today. So, Dave, I'll turn it over to you, I guess.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the August 1st MPO Technical Advisory Committee meeting. Paul, do you need to go through the meeting rules and roll call first?
We'll do that. Thank you. So a few quick housekeeping items for this hybrid meeting. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast on the city's YouTube channel. Please remember to mute yourself during the meeting when you are not speaking. The chat function is disabled. All chats will go directly to me. Unless you are participating, please turn off your video. This allows active participants to be seen on screen. You'll still be able to hear the meeting. When participating, please turn on your video. If you have any trouble, please send me a chat. The MPO reserves the right to mute people or turn individual videos off to minimize distractions during the meeting. And now we can do some quick introductions. We do have at least one guest with us. Dravel Taylor is with us. Dre, you want to introduce yourself? He is a mobility manager, and he's going to be joining us for part of the discussion later on the agenda.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dravel Taylor. I'm the Lawrence Douglas County Mobility Manager. My work mainly pertains to working with transit agencies that serve the general public and are funded through KDOT money.
Thank you, Dre. And so with that, I'll do roll call. Crick.
Here.
Cronin.
Here.
DeVries.
Here.
Gentry is absent. Mathis.
Of course, I'm on mute. Allison Smith, and I'm sitting in for Eleanor Mathis today.
Thank you, Allison. Rodden.
Here.
Sanford. Looks to be absent. Voigt.
Here.
And Adam is being represented by Wendy. Are you here? No, so no one's from Transit's present. Okay, we do have a quorum present, and I will hand it back over to the chair, acting chair.
Well, hi, everybody. Before we start, I'm Daniel Nguyen. I'm covering now for Ava Steinman for FTA. She's moved to the headquarters office, so I'll be representing FTA moving forward.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks for being here, Daniel. With that, we'll go ahead and run through the agenda. The first item is public comment. Receive any public comment. Is there anyone online or in person that would like to make public comment?
Nobody is present here in the room, and I don't see any hands raised online.
All right. We will move on to item C, approve the minutes. So we have the June 13th, 2023 minutes. And I would Welcome any comments or a motion to approve.
I would move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right, I've got a motion for Mr. Crick and a second from Mr. Voigt. Paul, you want to run through the roll?
Crick,
Aye.
Cronin,
Aye.
DeVries,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Rodden,
Aye.
Voigt.
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously.
All right, regular agenda item number 1 is to discuss the 2023 to 26 TIP amendment number 3. Paul, do you want to give a summary of that?
Yes, thank you. So we have a amendment before you that was initially available for public comment July 6th to 21st. We extended that public comment period to accommodate a late addition of the Lecompton project number 515. We did not receive any public comments during those periods, except for a comment from KDOT just clarifying a cost on that project, a small adjustment. So the amendment before us today, sorry as I navigate here just a sec. So the amendment before us today includes projects, 2 KDOT projects related both to the SLT K10 expansion as well as the Lecompton sidewalk project. So changes on some of the costs for those projects. Otherwise, looking for a recommendation from you all.
All right, thanks, Paul. Does anyone have any comments? And Paul, you're sharing your screen, which is blank, by the way.
Okay, good to know. Technical difficulties here.
I just think this looks like it all makes sense and the revisions ended up bringing it down instead of up. So I would make a motion to approve.
Okay, we got a motion. We'd also need to open up for public comment. Is there any public comment before we try to get a second?
Nobody is present here in the room and no hands are raised.
All right, so we got a motion. Can I get a second?
I would second the motion.
All right, we got a motion to approve the TIP Amendment 3 by Margaretta and a second by Jeff. Roll call for the vote, please.
Crick,
Aye.
Cronin,
Aye.
DeVries,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Rodden,
Aye.
and Voigt.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right, moving on to agenda item 2, the 2024 Unified Planning Work Program planning discussion, and here to discuss the work plan for 2024. Paul, do you have something to share? There was nothing attached to the agenda.
Yeah, I do have something to share. Just a moment, as it's giving me some more trouble here. Sorry about that. It's not letting me open the file from this computer. Well, in lieu of being able to pull it up, I'll just go through what I have on my screen in front of me. So,
Hey, Paul, if you send me the link of where it's located, I might be able to open it on my end.
okay, thanks, Trey. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Dre, it's the Word document with 2023 UPWP. So as he's trying to get that pulled up, the Unified Planning Work Program is what we put together each year. It begins with a discussion amongst this group where we welcome any ideas on things we need to be working on, as well as sharing with you what we have. So we have a list that was kind of a carryover from what we did last year as a starting point. So we have the Metropolitan Transportation Plan was the big thing we did in the current fiscal year. So that's largely done. We'll be continuing to do performance measures and things like that. One of the big efforts we'll be working on is the Safety Action Plan, Division 0. There we go. Thank you, Dre. So yeah, just going down this list, and this is meant to be kind of a conversation. So feel free to jump in with any questions, comments as we go down the list. But we'll work our way down this list and share any of this discussion we have today with Jessica. She is on vacation today, but we'll share that with her, and ultimately as the MPO transportation manager, she will put forward the recommendation of which projects get prioritized in the UPWP for next fiscal year. Okay, so starting back at the top, we had the MTP, Metropolitan Transportation Plan. The Safety Action Vision Zero will be one of the big efforts we'll be working on, kicking off here later this summer, hopefully, and through next year. Shared micromobility planning is, I think, frequently a potential topic of interest. So this is shared scooters, shared bikes, things of that nature. We don't necessarily have any plan at this point to be working on it, but it's often a discussion point, and at some point maybe something we need to work on. We'll continue to work on continue to participate in Lawrence's Land Development Code update, Douglas County's Climate Action Plan, and any other local kind of planning initiatives that we assist with. The Lawrence Bicycle Wayfinding project is kicking off with our first meeting next week, and that will hopefully be wrapped up towards the end of this year, with some potential ongoing work next year. Pedestrian crossing evaluation. Dave, is this what was essentially done already, or is there more to it?
We are working on looking at improving some pedestrian crossings with pavement markings right now. That will take a recommendation to the MMTC, bicycle and pedestrian crossings. But I would say there might be other crossing improvements other than just pavement markings that we may want to look at with the safety action plan.
That sounds good. So other items, the Lawrence Transit will be working on a zero emissions transition plan, thanks to a KDOT grant. Food access work, and maybe Dre, this is something you have more familiarity with. Is this something you could speak to a little bit?
Yeah, Drayville Taylor here. So I'm working on some food access work on a more national scale with Anjali Dixon with Easter Seals. There we go. So we are kind of mapping out existing communities that have robust transportation that goes to every grocery store and to food pantries, identifying low-income regions and food deserts with various data sets, and using all this kind of data from all these different communities to kind of pinpoint best practices and pulling that all together for different communities to really grasp hold of and utilize in their areas, as well as building bridges between different communities that have a food policy council for communities that don't, and helping them get started on the right path to establishing things like that.
Thanks, Dre. And we also have a few of these items I'm not as familiar with, what work may have had been done or what's planned, but we're on the list that are maybe going to remain on a list of things to look for in the future. But efforts with affordable housing and transportation and how those tie together, community health plan, the 6th Avenue and Bob Billings expansion projects, access management for 6th Street, and the one other item that did not make it on here that is on our radar, I know for sure, is the bicycle plan for Lawrence, and giving that an update next year. So in our mind, the two big things on our plate will likely be the bike plan I just mentioned and the Vision Zero safety action plan. Be our two biggest efforts, along with some of our more routine stuff of managing the tip and other projects as we go on. So with that, Dre, is there anything else you want to add about maybe just introducing some of the work you do? And we thought it would be helpful to have Dre here to, one, give you all an overview of what he does and see if there's any opportunity to bring in some of his work to into our work. We do have, his work is funded through a different grant. There's some overlap between what we do, and if his work might be funded by some of our grant, then we would want that in the UPWP.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm one of the 6 statewide mobility managers located here in Lawrence Douglas County. There's another in Topeka, the Hiawatha region, Riley County, Salina, Wichita. And what we do is we work with, our main priority is working with our smaller 5310s and 5311s, which are like our senior centers and Independence Inc., our smaller transit agencies. We work with them to increase efficiency, reduce service overlap, increase coordination and collaboration. But another thing we do is we research a lot of technology for transit and technology for people moving around. So we're all for accessibility and equity. So young people, people of color, BIPOC communities getting to where they need to go. So we do have multiple mobility managers who are on different food access committees, me, Michelle, and Mike Wilson. We work with lots of different nonprofits because we do a lot of travel training on teaching people how to empower their constituents on how to navigate, because transportation is one of our key determinants of success in a community. If you can't get to your job or hospital or whatever, then it's really hard to succeed in life. So we do a lot of that kind of stuff, and we're really interested in some micro-mobility stuff for the future. Some of our communities have adopted e-scooters and e-bikes, so we're interested in adopting those in additional communities. Food access is always a big one. I've worked with the MPO and Just Food and mapping some of their clientele data to help them determine where the more important locations are for their mobile food pantries. I've been working with Jill Jolliker and other members of the community for adding transportation as parts of the community health plan. So there's a lot of different things that my position can get involved with. And so if there's any initiatives that you guys want to get down into the weeds with, let me know and I can see what kind of availability and bandwidth that I have.
So any thoughts, questions on what Dre just provided, that background and our bigger list here?
Overall, I think it's a great list to have, Paul. I know some of these things are ongoing items, especially starting the safety action plan. So we're looking forward to working on that. And I think, the 6th and Bob Billings expansion projects. So maybe some work on how to phase those as development occurs west of K10. Will be important work that we may want to look at next year. But overall, I don't have anything to add to the list. I think it's good. Anyone else have any comments or questions?
I would just second Dave's comments. I think it's a really good list. It looks like it meshes well with the various work programs we got going on, just, not just that's on this list, but in T2050 and some of the other things that has been done previously. So I think it's a good starting off point, and nothing jumps to mind that needs to be added or adjusted at this point. And really excited to see that connection between Dre Bell's work and this work to kind of make that connection and get that linkage, because I think it's new and growing. It might become very important in the years to come. So I'm glad to see those links starting to form.
And I would just add, I saw Kathy Richardson join, and we had invited her as well to talk sustainability. So Kathy, not to put you on the spot too much, but what we're doing here is looking at our Unified Planning Work Program for next year and kind of some of the things on our list that we'll be working on. One of them being, assisting as we can with the Climate Action Plan. So if you want to speak to that at all, or just give an update on where that is and what our role could be helping in with that. Oh, we see you, but we cannot hear you. Nope. So she's going to log off and try to join back up again. So while she does that, any other thoughts, comments, questions?
Well, we'll wait a minute for Kathy, I guess. Do we have any, we don't have any action item on this, right, Paul?
Correct. No action, just any discussion we'll take into consideration.
And then does this come back to us
Yeah, it would
within
come,
the year?
yeah, I believe it will come back to you for formal approval in the form of the actual plan.
Okay. Well, we'll give Kathy a minute. Is there any?
Can you hear me now?
We can, yeah.
We can hear you.
Yay! Sorry about that, everyone. Oh my gosh. Hi, I'm Kathy with Sustainability, and I apologize for joining the meeting a little late, but I just joined when you were going through this list, so I appreciate that. And some of the work that might kind of go hand in hand with the climate action plan, could be, and we've been talking about the possibility of assistance with a community plan for EV charging stations through the whole MPO area. So just wanted to mention EV charging as a possibility of maybe that assistance with climate action planning.
Great, thank you. Yeah, we can definitely add that to the list for consideration and see how we can help with that.
Thank you.
This is Allison Smith at KDOT. Kathy, are you talking about like an EV readiness plan, something like that?
That's correct.
Okay. And certainly we can help at KDOT on that as well. I'm on the electrification team with Tammy Alexander, so yeah, we can definitely help you.
Oh, that would be great.
All right, any last comments on the 24 work plan?
I'll probably, when Eleanor's back, have her get with Jessica as to balances to look forward to for 24. I don't know if she had those conversations yet or not, but she'll be in touch with Jessica.
Sounds good.
All right, anything else? If not, we'll move on. Thanks, Paul, for that. And the next item is quick updates. Does anyone have a quick update?
We don't have anything on the agenda, nothing to mention other than I alluded to earlier. I think the bicycle wayfinding will be kicking off next week, so just an FYI if you're interested in that to check in with me and we can give you some information on that.
Okay. I did see the KDOT cost share applications are out or coming out. I got an email yesterday about that. They're due September 21st. So that's noteworthy. Any other updates or business from anyone? Going once?
And Dave,
Oh.
it's Allison at KDOT. And unmute. And I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but KDOT will be doing another round of local consults in late September, October. So certainly that'd be a good opportunity to come to KDOT and let us know what projects you see in your region that are needed, update us on what's going on and that sort of thing. So we'll make sure that those dates and times get out to the MPO.
All right, thanks, Allison. I think I did see something a while back and made a note of it, but yep,
Okay.
we're looking forward to participating in that, at least the city of Lawrence is, so,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good process.
As we keep Ike moving right along, we need to backfill with new projects, so I'm to hear from you.
All right. Thanks, Allison. Any other business for the group anyone have? All right, not seeing anyone. I think we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. The next meeting is September the 6th, correct, Paul?
Yep, we'll see you in September.
Yep, see you in September. Thanks, everybody.